What if I told you that one company is quietly embedding itself into nearly every part of our lives? What we buy, what we watch, how we store our data, even how we might explore space. That company is Amazon, and whether you love it or fear it, its influence is only getting stronger. Let's rewind to 1994, when a young Jeff Bezos left his job on Wall Street and started selling books out of his garage in Seattle. Back then, Amazon wasn't the trillion-dollar empire we know. Today, it was just an online bookstore with a quirky little bell that rang every time someone made a purchase. But Bezos had a vision. He didn't just want to sell books. He wanted to build what he called the everything store, and that's exactly what happened. Over the next decade, Amazon expanded into electronics, clothing, groceries, entertainment, and beyond, eventually earning the nickname it proudly holds today, the Everything Store. But here's the twist. The shopping website that most of us associate with Amazon is just one slice of the empire. Behind the scenes, the true powerhouse is Amazon Web Services, or AWS, the cloud computing arm launched in 2006. By mid-2025, AWS powers not only Netflix, Airbnb, and Zoom, but also critical systems for governments and startups worldwide. When AWS goes down, it doesn't just feel like Amazon itself is broken. Amazon's business model has always been about ecosystem lock-in. Buy a Prime membership, and suddenly you're streaming movies on Prime Video, listening to Amazon Music, ordering groceries from Whole Foods, using Ring doorbells for security, and asking Alexa to control your smart home. Everything loops back into Amazon, and once you're inside that ecosystem, it's very hard to leave. Now let's talk numbers. Amazon went public in 1997 at just $18 a share. The early 2000s dot-com crash nearly destroyed the company, wiping out more than 90% of its stock value. But Bezos held on, reinvesting every dollar back into growth. By 2018, Amazon became the second company ever to hit a $1 trillion valuation. And today, in 2025, its market cap hovers around $1.8 trillion, making it one of the most valuable businesses on Earth. Amazon even split its stock 20 for 1 in 2022, making shares more accessible to everyday investors. Those who believed in Amazon early have made fortunes. But Amazon isn't just retail and cloud. The empire has arms everywhere. Whole Foods brought them into groceries. PillPack and Amazon Pharmacy are shaking up healthcare. Zoox, their self-driving car startup, is developing autonomous taxis. Kuiper, Amazon's satellite project, aims to deliver global internet by launching more than 3,000 satellites into orbit, directly competing with SpaceX's Starlink. And of course, Blue Origin, Bezos' space company, is racing to make space travel mainstream, with missions planned for the moon in the next decade. So is Amazon unstoppable? Well, not everyone thinks bigger is better. Critics argue that Amazon exploits warehouse workers, avoids taxes, and uses its dominance to undercut small businesses. Sellers have accused Amazon of copying their products and ranking its own versions higher in search results. Governments in the US and Europe are debating antitrust regulations, questioning whether Amazon's size is becoming a threat to fair competition. And yet, from a consumer perspective, Amazon is still loved. The company's customer service, low prices, and fast delivery are unmatched. More than 50% of all sales on Amazon now come from third-party sellers, small businesses that rely on its massive infrastructure to reach customers. But there are also risks. Fake and counterfeit products often slip into the marketplace, and Amazon's policy conveniently shifts responsibility to sellers rather than the platform itself. Combine that with its experiments in facial recognition AI for law enforcement, and you can see why some worry that Amazon's reach is edging into something far bigger and maybe far scarier than retail. Which brings us to the question, what is Jeff Bezos' endgame? Even after stepping down as CEO in 2021, Bezos remains the company's largest shareholder and an active force through his projects. With more than $200 billion in personal wealth, he's no longer just a businessman. He's a figure shaping industries, governments, and maybe even humanity's future beyond Earth. Some argue Bezos doesn't just want to dominate commerce. He wants to own the entire infrastructure of modern life, from the way we shop to the way we work, and eventually the way we expand into space. And so we're left with a paradox. On one hand, Amazon has made life more convenient, more connected, and more affordable. On the other hand, it raises real questions about monopoly power, privacy, and the future of capitalism itself. So, what do you think? Is Amazon the most innovative company of our age, or is it slowly becoming too big to control? Let me know your thoughts down below. And if you enjoyed this breakdown, you're watching Brainbot TV, where we make sense of the companies shaping our world and our future.